Hello and welcome to the presentation for Escargot Corps, a combat physics game with a slimy twist. My name is Spencer Kroom and I'll be your host for today. Escargot Corps is a physics-based combat game where the player must position their character and then attack for maximum effect. But what does the player actually do? The player is going to sling their character from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen to get closer in and be able to um, more effectively attack the enemy. Then they're going to aim their weapon so that way they can decide exactly where they want the attack to happen. Then they're going to simply release that aiming mechanism in order to launch their projectile and attack their enemy. The basics are just like I said. The sling, the character is going to be very similar to the way that you play Angry Birds, and that you're going to use both the angle of trajectory and the power in order to send your character across the screen to get in position for your attack. Once you're there, you're going to use a very similar mechanic. In order to aim the projectile itself, you're going to use the angle of trajectory, but also the power behind the projectile in order to choose where it's going to land. And then you can simply release the screen, which is going to execute the attack itself. The player's goal is to take down the evil culinary empire, which is the French chef who has been cooking and eating your family and friends for the past several years, and you've had enough of it. The antagonizing forces are both Time, the staff, and the chef himself. Time, because you only have so much time in order to choose your angle of trajectory and then launch your character. And then you have a short period of time between when you land and when you need to take and fire your weapon, because the enemy is going to pick up on that and they are going to be able to deflect your attack if you're not quick enough. You have the staff because you're going to have everything from maitre d's and sous chefs and pastry chefs who can come in and help defend the chef. And then, of course, the chef himself, because he's the one who carries out the recipes that cook and eat your friends. One of the big decisions that you're going to have to make as the player themselves is going to be how to sling, which is very similar to Angry Birds in the fact that we need to position our character as close to the enemy as possible without being detected. And so we're going to have to use both the angle of trajectory and the amount of force that we're applying to it in order to get our character close, but not too close. We're also going to need to choose where to aim. There may be some areas on different enemies that are more susceptible to damage from different weapons. We're going to have to aim for those areas so that way we can get maximum effect from the weapon that we chose. We also have the best time to attack. If the enemy is facing us, they have a better chance of being able to defend against our attack, so we want to make sure that we catch them off guard. So timing your attack is crucial. We also have many upgrades. Which upgrades are you going to choose? Are you going to choose the scatter bomb, which allows you to attack many small targets at once? Are you going to choose the rocket launcher, which is going to give you the ability to pinpoint your attack? Or the Moab, which is a great upgrade, which allows you to attack all enemies on the screen in one shot? The theme is Angry Birds meets Worms Armageddon. Very straightforward. It's obviously going to be comical because, we've got snails that are attacking a French chef. What's more funny than that? Casual, we want the game to be fun to play on the go. We don't want it to be too difficult or too time consuming. We want the early levels to be easier and it get progressively more difficult, so it gives enough challenge to keep the player coming back for more. And then, of course, the physics and geometry aspect of it, because we want it to be as realistic as possible but still within that comical universe. It's going to be a 2D side view perspective, just like Angry Birds and Worms Armageddon. And the possibilities and risks are pretty straightforward. Endless replayability in the fact that we are going to randomly generate where the enemies are in each level. So when you replay back through the level, you can simply have a completely different experience each time. We're also going to be implementing two different physics models, which is going to be the biggest risk that we have, because we're going to have to make sure that the launch mechanic and the aim mechanic don't feel the same. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation today. I look forward to working on this game soon.